All right, so we're bumping the numbers up. It's still low. It's well below the 1,000 elo mark, which is the cutoff for low elo legends, but we're up into the 600s, which can be pretty insane these days. In the blue, we've got JSX, or Jizix, playing as the Incas, thus the llama there. Also, blue, you got to produce a Vil. Blue, I don't want to be rude, but we had a 9 elo player earlier today produce a Vil faster than you have. Blue, produce a Vil. Blue, produce a Vil. Blue, produce a Vil. There we go. We got 4 villagers. Okay. Then over here in the yellow, sorry, my intro was ruined. We have Timon, who is playing as the Teutons, which is a very solid civ, especially at lower ranks, I would say. Cheap farms, great infantry, great knights. Usually playing into archers is kind of awkward for lower ranks. And Timon is already up 2 villagers because of blue start. So that's not bad. The map is lowlands. And the way this map works is the important areas is down at the bottom of the hill. That's where most of the gold is going to be long term. At the top of your hill, you've got wood. You've got 4 tiles of gold. And then there usually is a little bit of stone. Yeah, just 2 tiles of stone. So it's a fun map because your normal progression throughout an age game is to kind of wall up your starting area. But if you wall up your starting area and play safe there, the downside is you run out of gold. So I like this map. It's not like Gold Rush where all the gold is in the middle in the same exact spot too. So there's a lot of different areas to go to. So I think it's interesting. It's also really tough because the wood lines are not large too. So you're constantly having to pay attention to your wood lines, rebuild some lumber camps. So this isn't a map that a lot of people are picking right now. Maybe just because it's so unique, maybe because it's so difficult, but this is one of a couple games going on, at least live, below 1,000 elo. So we have the 4-house mill start here for Timon, which I've seen before. And when players do this, they're usually going to take the straggler trees to get their wood to build a lumber camp. For JSX, just taking the sheep so far. And bringing the sheep in, scouting around with the eagle. Again, it's had a very smooth start ever since the beginning there, but not producing a villager there for a minute was a little surprising. So maybe that's a weakness for blue. I mean, 3 villagers down already. So I'm guessing maybe blue's a little bit more aggressive. Or maybe just Dark Age is the weakest point for blue, because it does say blue is higher elo here. But I think Incas... Actually, I'm curious if Chad agrees with this statement, but I think Incas might actually be the best Eagle civ. And by Eagle civ, I mean, you know, one of those 3 civs, right? Because if anytime I say Meso civ, someone says, Incas aren't Meso. I think it might be the best Meso civ for beginners. As demonstrated in all of the games today, people are getting housed a lot. Getting the extra pop space from the houses, huge. Starting with the llama, the extra food, huge. All of your food military being discounted is awesome. You could just do so much. You can go for Halb, you can go for Skirm. Like Aztecs can't go for Halb, for example, right? You have good monks. Kameyuk's also probably a little bit better for this elo than maybe a Jag, maybe a Plume. I don't know. There's arguments. T90, I think blue misclicked a lot and thought he had put villagers in queue. It happens to me a lot. Yeah, maybe. It's possible. I'm guessing he just forgot, or maybe he pressed the wrong hotkey. But his start's been pretty good for now. He finds yellow. He sees yellow's 2 boars next to the TC. Yellow still doesn't have a lumber camp yet. And I'm wondering if we're actually going to see feudal age regression at mid 600s. I would vote we do not. If anything, if it's a fast feudal at this elo, usually it's just to get eco upgrades. But there's usually not this like elite timing on getting a lot of army out. That normally comes a couple hundred elo later. But here's the mill for blue. Good old-fashioned mill wall here. It's kind of an inefficient mill, but it's not too bad if you want that building to act as a wall for you later on. But there's a lot of walling to do, right? Like walling this way, walling this way, walling this way. Very easy to have a hole. Which is why I would say my advice if you play this map is just play with some military. And then think about walling a little bit later on. Does kind of depend on what map you get, of course, and your style. T90, have you ever casted one of my games? I think I've casted your games in community games, right? I think you were green in the Trade Nothing game. Or what was that map? Also, did Blue just ring the town bell to drop off food? I think Blue either misclicked the town bell or tried to click the town bell real quick, and Blue now on the way to Feudal. No, in Lowy the Legends? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. People have asked me to have some type of a system where they could, like, search for their name amongst the YouTube uploads. Or even amongst the Twitch streams to see if I've ever covered their games. I don't think that'd be very easy for us. But there are a lot of people out there who are like, what if I missed it, you know? All right, walls for Blue. We'll take the deer now. Both players about a minute away from Feudal Age. Barracks is up for Blue, so maybe we'll see some eagles, maybe some men-at-arms. No barracks for Yellow. And just one Ville on stone, so maybe the thinking is a couple defensive towers if things get bad. And then Eco. Tundra Blitz, we could put names in descriptions going forward, but backdating like 5 years of videos, going in and adding all the names to the descriptions just sounds like a headache, right? If I ask Hardy or Ugly to do that, they're going to be like, you're kidding, right? At least that's what I would say. I just don't think it'd be a very efficient use of time. Is Blue about to wall in a circle? Even though they are right next to the edge of the map? What can Blue see here? Well, the edge of the map is there. So you could wall to the edge of the map. But I guess Blue doesn't really notice that. Maybe it's an elaborate trap. Maybe Blue will wall here, and then the enemy will run through, and then Blue will delete a piece of wall and run out and wall behind. That's 600 elo, right? That sounds very 600 elo. In terms of base structure, I kind of loved everything that Blue did until this archery range. Your walling, I'd love to see the archery range on the front as part of that wall. And dude, Yellow's just living the Tootin' dream here. Farms galore. And still no military buildings for Yellow. Where's the scout at right now? Scout just kind of auto-scouting around. I would say maybe once you start getting up to like 800 elo, you would get punished for not being fully walled. You get punished for not making Feudal Age army. But in my experience at 600 elo, if someone's making army in Feudal Age, they have other downsides, like they don't have good eco. You can kind of see that with Blue right now. Blue doesn't have a single farm. So I think playing this way, going on stone in case things get dangerous to drop a tower, just farming away and waiting for Castle Age is a pretty good plan. But I don't think it's a good plan if you don't have loom. You really need to have a loom just in case some archers sneak in. And, or eagles. Oh, man, Yellow, you're actually... You played such a smooth game. If you have loom and you get attacked by 3 eagles, it's still kind of fine. You can run away from that, but without loom, it's going to be painful. Maybe the long-term plan is Teutonic Knights for Timon. But I'd say a stable would make sense here. Stable... Archer range. Okay, so there's some options. But there's an archer on the way with fletching, and there's going to be 4 eagles. Oh, come on, Yellow. Why are we not getting loom? I see this so much, guys. Listen, my advice. all right, is just get loom before you go feudal. Unless you're going fast castle. Unless it's like a map with walls or where you are walled. But just put that into your mind, and this will never be an issue. Oh, God. Oh, no, the town bell. The town bell. And he can't go castle age until the stable's complete. And the stable will never... Okay, town bell's unrung. The villagers are going back to work. Militia was created in a panic. Now he's going man-at-arms in a panic. Now the skirmisher's going to get sniped by the eagles. Now he's going to drop a tower. Panic, yellow. Maybe like actually panic and build the tower with more than 2 vills? I hate the bell so much. Guys, I'm dying right now. I think the bell just scared Blue away. Blue, you're fine. All right, he heard the bell. And it was a very loud bell, and he ran away. Okay, yellow's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Big panic for yellow. You want to see the beautiful thing about Lowy the Legends. You ready for this? Because we look at this, and it seems horrible for yellow. How could he ever win? Blue had 1 farm. Blue is completely out of food. Blue didn't produce a single vill that entire time. The last 3 minutes is Lowy the Legends for you. And it's just a reminder how complicated the game is. Blue killed 7 units, but he didn't produce 6 vills. Kind of crazy, actually. Just crazy. And nice job there from yellow. Still no loom, by the way, but nice job. We'll have some man-at-arms, we'll have some scouts, we'll have some skirms waiting on the front. Blue is actually going to try and attack another angle now, which is really smart. Use the market to attempt to get to the castle age, which is also good. And yellow's going to be on the way to castle age soon, but yellow still doesn't have loom, and the stone is not protected. And now, do you ring the bell to save these 5 stone miners, yellow, or do you just click the 5 villagers away? Okay, well, you don't have to ring the bell if they just die. So the villagers go down. Yellow, I think, is just finding blue for the first time. I'm not exactly sure. Yep, seems like it. Yellow's just been auto-scouting. Ah, the bell, guys! I can't take it! It actually gives me so much anxiety when I hear the bell. It's bothering me big time. The yellow will fight back with the villagers with no loom, but it's actually a Chad play because blue is so distracted. Blue doesn't really know what to do. Plus, the villagers could actually do okay in that fight. The man-at-arms will clear up the archer here, and yellow's gonna be okay. Damn. Okay. Well, now I don't have to hear the town bell anymore, which is good for me. Yellow will be in castle age, which is good for them. Yellow's got a pretty decent army, and yellow did scout the map a lot as well because of that. The scouts auto-scouting around. So I'd say the key right now for yellow is really going to be to lock down more of the map. A TC on any of these golds would be really good. A counterattack would be fantastic. Blue's base is kind of like Swiss cheese. Like, I don't know. Blue's base looks like there was like the construction team ran out of money halfway through the job. Like, kind of walled, but also is wide open at the same time. But again, a reminder just how complicated the game is. Really messy. And wow, we have the second stone mining upgrade being researched by yellow here. So yellow really wants a castle. He's like, well, we lost 5 villagers on stone, so we need this villager to be extra efficient now. Saving for a castle, no doubt. Base is still open for yellow as well, in all fairness. And yellow seems interested in just protecting the golds here, which is kind of the focus of the map, right? Doesn't feel as clear that blue's aware of that. And it's also not clear to me what military blue is going to make right now. Blue is going to drop town center number 2. And is just kind of paranoid about the scout there from yellow, which is still auto-scouting. The TC's going to be on the way up. That's a good TC spot. It does protect this open area. The tower defense is interesting. I kind of missed that. I guess blue is expecting yellow to counterattack after the other fights. Someone in chat says one more XD and I quit AoE 2. And everything in chat is just XDs. Ever since. Can I get some more XDs, chat? Nope, not XQ. XDs. Drop the XDs. Yep. Even the XDs nuts is in chat. Nice. Alright, well. Sorry, bro. It was nice hanging out with you. But, enjoy Fortnite? I don't know. Oh, we have first-time chatters dropping the XD as well? Damn. Well, the game has slowed down a little bit. That's at least what it feels like, but the more economy you add, the more you have to manage. And that's really what it is. More upgrades are coming in. Yellow's still massing everything by this gold. Blue is on 2 town centers. Killed 11 villagers this game. The vill count is even. But in order for blue to kill those vills, blue couldn't manage their own economy. Now, this is like general just advice stuff. But again, we got military buildings in the back of the base here for blue. When the enemy is going to enter from the front. And when you want to attack the enemy, you're going to want to leave from the front, right? So you're closer to them. So I don't think that's going to help blue a lot. Now, there might be some logic, like maybe blue wants to hide what military they're making. I'm not sure if that's a thought process. I think probably blue is just simply thinking, I need a building, and there, that's it. That's done. Like, they're not really thinking about positioning. So I just bring it up so viewers who maybe want to improve from these games and learn from these games, think about that. Still taking a really long time to get anywhere close to a castle. That's still just 1 villager on stone and 1 villager on gold. The rest is on food. Yellow loves to farm. And blue wants that relic. Interesting. Yellow's army is just sitting there protecting the golds? Blue might even see the army. Okay, get the relic and head back home fast there, monk. Yep, he sees the army. But you don't need to attack the army if you don't have to, so... or you don't have to attack the army if you don't have to. You know what I meant. 2 TCs for blue. Archer range is in the back of the base still. Alright, so just keeping them extra safe. That relic will help with gold income. And that's pretty big on this map when most of the gold's in the middle here. And this one's kind of hard to TC. Blue does see that. So yeah, they're basically just booming here. It's just eco and more eco. And a surprising lack of villagers on stone right now for yellow. Yellow also has a scout here, though. And then blue has set the eagles kind of near where some of these relics are right now. Who wins this game, guys? I actually think it's a super close game because blue actually makes army. But yellow is always producing vills. So no matter what happens, I feel like yellow's vill count is going to be insane. So I'm not like overly impressed with yellow's military control, but the spamming of the villagers is a pretty core mechanic. Here comes the... then again, yellow doesn't have loom. But here comes yellow, I assume, to town center this gold now. But should be able to do so. That's just a couple pikemen there from blue. Blue doesn't really know what to make. Honestly, if blue just committed to more than 5 units of anything, blue would probably win the fight. So a bunch of eagles would make sense. Blue's going to make crossbowmen now. And there's the TC for yellow. Does blue see any other relics right now? Blue could see this one, so blue could get that relic. Yellow's not focusing on the relics. Yellow's focusing on the golds. And remember how cheap it is for Incas to make any unit that costs food. That's a really good upgrade. But Teuton farms are also ridiculously cheap. And yeah, I think the castle could be coming up here soon for yellow. Blue sees the bear. We'll attack the bear. And the more aggressive player, blue, doesn't see that. But he's got to know that there's going to be something there. Because there's been multiple instances where yellow's been sitting there. Wait a second. Oh. So he wants a castle. Oh my god, are they both going to castle at the same time? Blue has loom. Oh, he doesn't know the town center's there. It could be too close to the TC. He might place it, like, right on the town center. Because from his perspective, he wants to range that gold, right? Oh, he sees the TC now. Okay. That's actually fine. You can still place the castle. And then it can take down that TC. You can tell Blue's confused. He doesn't know what to do now. And, okay, he's going to drop it there. Well, that's not going to be so good for yellow. Because then the TC will be shot down, but yellow will complete the castle on the other side, and yellow still might be able to take some of that gold. Also, yellow's bringing vills to TC this gold. So this focus on the golds is paid off for him. Imperial Age feels really important right now. If blue can get to the Imperial Age to make trebs from this castle, to take down this castle, big, big swing. Yellow, my friend, you need to find a market fast. You have 22 vills in queue, and you still have 2,000 food. So probably what yellow could just do is sell off some food and then go imp anyways. The Teutonic Knight runs to his death immediately into the castle. The villagers are getting slaughtered. Blue is dropping a siege workshop, but blue has no gold miners. So blue needs to get villagers on this gold right now. But it's just an uncommon thing. Like, I don't think players of this elo are used to running out of gold and, like, having to prioritize it in the same way. So, yellow losing vills, like we said. But if yellow loses vills, yellow's always producing. It's actually crazy. Under 3 minutes of idle TC time. And it will be, like, 4 TCs? All on golds, too. I think yellow's probably going to lose this castle and lose this base, but yellow still might have a 30 villager lead. Blue does drop a TC. We'll see if these vills go to gold. Yellow might lose 100 vills this game and kill 0 and still win. I don't know how you kill 0 and win, but, like, my point is there's going to be a crazy discrepancy. But yeah, yellow might panic. When he sees Imperial Age from blue, he might just send everything he has after this castle and lose everything. Blue did get murder holes. Blue has ballistics. There's crossbows and there's eagles, so there's actually an army here. Just said blue has villagers on golds. And I guess it's these villagers building a mining camp. Okay. Yeah, I agree. It's insane at this elo to have only 3 minutes of idle TC. And it's just how many vills he has in queue. It's just like, I mean, I am obviously higher elo, but like, I wouldn't even say at a certain point it's a skill as long as it just becomes muscle memory. Just select all TCs, create vills. Select all TCs, create vills. Regardless of what you do, if you put that into your brain to do that, this is the result. Now, how you manage everything else is obviously very tricky. But it's at this elo, it makes a massive difference. Absolutely, yep. Capped ram on the way for 1 ram now from blue. Blue, I think, super focused on the fights. Always focused on those fights. So looking here, not necessarily producing vills. Yellow wants badly to keep this castle up. Now, getting extra castles when castles go down is going to be a difficult task. And this is where yellow starts to panic. Yeah, big time panic there. That castle's already killed 19 units. There will be 2 trebs. Yellow's castle is definitely going down. But yellow has a 60 villager lead. Can yellow be patient here? Can yellow get armor for the knights and just save units instead of throwing them away? Repairing the castle to buy yourself some time is fine. That's acceptable. And this is the crazy thing about spectating the game versus playing the game. Yellow doesn't think that he's got a 60 villager lead right now. Yellow's behind in score and is behind in imp. Yellow's going to assume that the vill count's even and that he's dead. But he's not. As long as he's patient. As long as he waits a little bit longer for some fights. This is all, you've already lost this area. You have all the other area locked down. Just don't throw away your army now would be my advice. Yeah, yellow will get housed, actually. So might need to scramble up some houses. Can yellow produce knights like yellow produces vills? That's basically the question. I don't know if yellow can. There's armor, at least, for Cav. There's houses now. The ram's going to go down. Now, where does blue push? What does blue do? I see some villagers are over here on stone for blue. This is where outposts are game changers, guys. Like, if at any point blue had built outposts over here, blue could immediately start focusing down this area. Okay, yellow's made it to imp. Yellow, this would be a time to click Cavalier. You've made it to imp now. And yellow clicks armor for the Cav, chemistry, and 15 more vills. Guys, the problem is the only thing yellow does consistently is produce vills. Yellow might get to 180 vills and not realize. That's the problem when you're a vill spammer. I run into this problem constantly where I'm not realizing that I need to stop. 135 vills. 19 more in queue. He continues to queue more. Yellow, make some army. Make some army. Okay, Cavalier upgrade. Okay, coming in from that stable. Now we have stables going up here. Okay, that will take time, but it's doable. 141 vills now. Meanwhile, blue has not lost a single vill and is at 66. But blue's got army, man. Blue's got army. Look at the gold for yellow. Ah! Again, I'll ask, who wins? I don't know if I have faith in yellow to be able to get the job done. Still no loom! Yellow still doesn't have loom! Bro, that's insane. With how frequently he's clicked his town center, the fact he doesn't have loom is wild. He's getting keep now for what? The one tower? Alright, well. Then maybe there will be more. Blue needs to keep pushing. I'd love to see a forward castle from blue to just kind of keep the pedal to the metal here. Here comes yellow's army. Yellow's army's not good enough to fight this yet. It's actually okay because Teutonic Knights can shred the Eagles if the Eagles are on front. 153 vills for yellow. Yellow is not queuing any more vills. Stopping at 150, I'm fine with if you're going Cav. The worry here is that he wouldn't have any space for army. It's still pretty close to that point. Also, chemistry was a good call if you want to make hand cannons, which might be the thinking. Blue 50 military. Blue dropping a castle here as well that will range a lot of these vills. But yellow already took most of that gold, so that's fine. There's the Cav. They don't have imp armor yet. That's a lot of Arbalest with Bracer. It is Teuton Cav, though, and there's some upgrades. It wasn't the worst fight. There were some kills there, but it wasn't yeah, not good enough. Blue's still producing a lot of arbs. Yellow's dropping more houses. But we don't need town centers! Yellow, delete all your TCs right now. Delete them. Make army. Delete your TCs. It's a problem, bro. It has helped you get to 7,000 gold, yes. Stop building more town centers. You don't need vills. You don't need them. Focus on army. Produce. Produce, produce, produce. Okay, there's some production. Villagers are dying. Hand cannons are on the way. Armor is in now for the Cavalier. Ideally, there would be a little bit more time for yellow to mass them, though. And the stables are getting trebbed. Oh, this is so stressful for yellow. Honestly, though, just build more. Build more stables on the back. And you can still get to a crazy amount of Cavalier with this eco. This is kind of hilarious. These villagers fighting over that gold. I guess Blue's castle didn't range this, but Blue will now treb down this town center. Type a 1 in chat if you've been in good positions in games, but when you're trying to tech switch, you build your army buildings, your military buildings too far forward. It's actually a really big problem in games that I think affects all levels. That's exactly what this is here. Like, had these stables actually just been behind this wall, I'm not worried for him. But the fact that the stables are on the front is such a problem. Then he's going to have to do it again. And he's learned his lesson this time. He's building them in the back. But sometimes what happens is you build them, like, just beyond the current buildings. And it's the same cycle, right? It happens to me, too. So I think it's an all elo problem. Paladin's on the way for 2 Cavalier. Oh. But hey, don't worry. We got another TC back here. I'm kind of joking, by the way. Like, yellow hasn't run into a situation where he's had too many vills. The vills are why he has a chance here. His 7k gold can give him a way to come back in what would be a crazy comeback. How much gold is even left on the map right now? There's not much. There's just this gold that they were fighting over initially, and this gold. But that's a really big army. Blue's probably confused. Like, Blue's probably like, what is he even doing? Blue has only killed villagers. He's never lost them. But yellow, if you can wait till you get Paladin... Oh, and Paladin research... Okay, Paladin research complete. If you can wait till you get, like, 40 Paladin, you might win. But you do need to wait. Which is hard to do when your loomless villagers are getting raided. Oh, God. Well, you do need food for Paladin, not just gold. And yellow's favorite town bell gets rung. Maybe when he goes to click the bell, he'll accidentally misclick loom. That would be great. Blue is trebbing from this side. Blue's villagers are going to be found over here. Yellow is making some stables over there as well. All right, down to 100 villagers now for yellow. Not spamming the villagers anymore, but saving all those resources for paladins. Tootin' paladins. Pretty strong. They're slow, but they're strong. Yellow needing more houses, so is pre-building the houses everywhere. I'd like to see yellow wait until he's maxed here. Like, blue's not directly affecting the eco anymore. I'd just like to see yellow be as patient as possible. This is a crazy game. Blue really needs the Halb upgrade. Elite Eagle is probably an idea just for the raids. And let's be honest, Eagles are like a super cool unit. But the Halb upgrade makes a big difference. Guys, blue is producing military buildings from the back of the map, right? It's super hard for blue to actually get forward. Also, there goes the monk with the relic somewhere. I think yellow's going to win this game. Look at that. That's a lot of paladin. And they just jump directly on top of the arbs. They need to engage. They'll engage. Blue's army will be slaughtered here. Now, they're not fully upgraded paladins, but it's good enough. And the arbalests disappear. The mangonels are going to disappear. Even the pikemen are going to disappear. And blue probably just cannot believe what is happening. Blue is, ever since hitting the Imperial Age, has had full control. Yellow, are we gonna fight? Come on, fight the units, my friend. Okay, giving blue a lot of free hits there. Would have loved to have seen the units just engage. They probably would have won the fight. There are also some paladins over here. And now yellow's actually getting back to producing more vills. Yeah, guys, in these grindy games, too, the player who's always producing vills when things get messy tends to win. It's such an important skill. Blue is walking back home with the relic again. We'll see if it actually makes it to the monastery. But there will be 3 relics. And blue queued up 35 pikemen. So we'll be up this full pikeman numbers. And also should have Halbin queue there somewhere. And blue is also building production buildings forward. Damn, what a game. What a game. It's yellow's turn to push back. Blue's been mining a lot of gold. Blue will have the relics. Blue will have a big, big army soon of halbs. But hand cannons is a good call if you have the golds against pikemen. I always hate it when this happens. When your upgrade is behind a bunch of units in queue. Blue is just thinking any second now halb is going to come in. And it's not going to come in for a while now. A nice raid there from Yellow, who takes the score lead. Yellow will come in with a Teuton castle. Drop the castle there. Little risky because Blue has trebs. But he doesn't know Blue has trebs. And could maybe snipe the trebs. Also, the castle doesn't have fletching. There's no crenellations either, so it's not... I say Teuton castle. It's nothing special. Murder holes is free. That's the only thing that makes this strong. And that castle could go down as quickly as it went up. And what does Yellow do now? Does Yellow fight this? The Yellow might fight this to save the castle and overextend here. By the way, very little gold. But there is some gold on the other side there. Damn. What a game, dude. Yellow's trebuchet kind of gets forgotten about. And yellow. What? You just lost the castle right in the same spot. Right in the exact same spot. Well, I'm really thinking hard on what the logic there was. Halb is in, and if the Halb's engaged, a lot of paladins will die. By the way, Yellow's got 55 more paladins in queue. 55. Like, I mean, that's all of his goals. But still, 55 more paladins, insane. He's going to drop a tower now. So maybe that was the plan, actually. Maybe the tower hotkey and the castle hotkey got confused. I still would like the tower to be a little bit further back. But, I mean, the tower is less expensive. But what does Yellow do once the gold is gone? This gold is everything for Yellow. 4k gold there is pretty insane. Oh, Blue misclicked the trebs. He meant to click the tower. He clicked right past it. There's been a lot of relatable moves from both this game. Hopefully for you guys, but I mean for me. So you can just kind of tell if you played this game exactly what they're experiencing. It's been an amazing fight. Blue's Halbs in great position. The castle's actually almost fully garrisoned, firing a lot of arrows now. And the tower for Yellow goes down. Yellow's still a 50 villager lead, or a 40 villager lead. And, I mean, you're sacrificing a lot of gold units, but at least you are mining golds. It just feels so costly, though. And as long as there's some skirms and arbs as well from Blue, the hand cannons will eventually be taken care of. And now it's Blue's turn to drop a castle. Obviously, they're basically just fighting over this gold right now. I don't know where that treb is going, but that treb will be sniped by a couple forgotten paladins. Maybe it was going up here, where Blue's making barracks. Or Yellow's making barracks. Yellow sees that. So here comes Yellow with the paladins. Blue can see the paladins are there, and we'll pull the villagers back. Wow, what a move. That was a really, really sick move there from Blue. Moved the ranged units forward, brought the Halbs over. Blue's army control is insanely good. If we were to combine these two into one player, they might be 1200 or 13 or 1400 elo. Like, Blue's army control with yellow's macro would be a beast. They should co-op. They should just... One person does the eco, one person does the military. They'd be unstoppable. Because they both have very clear strengths and weaknesses. Right now for yellow, the weakness is that he's losing his gold units, and he could lose control of this gold now. I love Blue's production as well. There's so many production buildings spamming right now. Castle gets denied, which is more time for yellow to take the gold. What a crazy game, dude. Just continues to go on and on and on. More villagers need to come to finish the castle. Yellow has one more chance. Yellow's going to get to 40 hand cannons. These hand cannons need to kill the Halbs, and then immediately he needs to treb this position. If he can do that, he can use that army, take a big fight, and then take the position. It's very winnable. But that is looking tougher now that he gets pushed off of the gold. And 4 relics for Blue. It's insane to me this is below 700 elo. I mean, just so good from both. It's been a messy game, exhausting game, but they've had to have a lot of upgrades, a lot of knowledge, a lot of different skills. And now Blue will try and push up the hill. Maybe the last stand for yellow. It's only Halbs for Blue. Halbs and 3 arbs. If it was 20 arbs, it's over. But maybe yellow can bring the hand cannons. I'm not really sure where they are. I guess there's only 9 of them. Oh, man. And they're also going this way into the castle, which is obviously unintentional. Yep, this might be it. This might be it. Blue held on. I mean, Blue probably thought he won the game a long time ago. But yellow's crazy economy gave him a shot with the pushback with the paladins, but there's no stone to mine. There's no gold to mine for yellow. The castle's just going down. And there was not a big enough army for yellow right now. And the hand cannons, I just think the rally point from one of his ranges is set over here, and he doesn't know. Hand cannons continue to just get tossed away. I think even still, though, even if he didn't lose the 5 to 6 hand cannons, I think Blue is enough army here. Blue is producing like crazy. Blue's actually forgotten that there's a lot of arbs and vills in that castle. So could he get even better? And Blue also has this group as well. Now, Blue is dropping a 2-villager castle in this corner where yellow has some stuff. And yellow is going to try and pike raid and treb attack back into this game. Which is kind of the last thing I expected to see right now. Just passing over here. I mean, yellow doesn't know what to make, I guess, and it's just going to make pikes because Teutons don't get light cav. No one expects the Teuton pikeman raid against the Incas. So, okay. I mean, maybe yellow doesn't know loom exists and thinks, man, killing enemy villagers is going to be super easy here. Look how fast my villagers died. Does yellow have loom yet? Nope, still no loom. But Inca villagers are really tanky with their blacksmith upgrades. And eagles are very good against pikes. So the trebs get sniped, the pikes will get sniped. And Blue's castle is actually going up. So all of the production here from yellow's barracks are going to just die to the castle. It's a nice attempt, though. Like, I respect yellow for trying that. That's pretty sick. Because a lot of people would have called it. The fact that he tried a YOLO comeback play was pretty sick. I respect that. Oh, castle is up. Yellow noticed in the final moments as well. But the castle completes. Already has 5 kills. And I think yellow is slowly coming to the conclusion that this game is lost. Should be, anyways. Town bell from Blue. One last town bell for the road. For me and for you. Just a panic there from Blue. Doesn't want to lose any villagers. And Castle has killed 15 units already. And in Blue's mind, Town Bell doing the job. Villagers are protected. Pikemen are going to die. For the first time in a long time, Yellow is not spamming Vills. I think Yellow is looking at the screen like, man, what a game. Probably can't believe they lost this one. But Blue's army control, like the timing on the attacks and just like the continuous production is crazy here. 110 military right now. Yellow gets 2-man solid crop rotation just in case. Just in case they're still alive, you know? There's always a chance. Why not? Blue just needs to collect the armies that were at home to clear up the raids to move forward now. And start to finish this game. This is the point of the game where I think Blue is like also taking no risks because it got really dangerous at a certain point. So Blue's being as patient as possible and just double checking all the right things, taking the golds, sitting next to the castle. Blue doesn't want to overextend because the last time Blue got to this hill, Yellow showed up with 50 paladins and the whole army got wiped. But obviously there's not going to be 50 paladins this time. The TC is down. I would die if Yellow clicks Loom right now. That would be so funny to me. I don't think it will happen. I also don't think it was necessarily a massive game changer that it didn't get it. I mean, certainly early Yellow would have been much better positioned with it. Probably wouldn't have lost as many vills. But yeah, game ends. Yellow taps out and Blue gets the win, man. What a grind that was. That was really good, man. And every time I cast this ELO, I'm consistently impressed with just how good people are. The amount of technologies and the amount of upgrades they're going for is crazy. It almost feels bad to say 600 freaking 60 ELO is low ELO these days. They're not the fastest players, of course, compared to higher levels, but they certainly did the right things throughout. You can see like kind of the averages there. But what a game. Yellow collected 14,000 more food, 2,000 more gold, and 2,000 more stone. Still wasn't enough. And it was just because Blue was relentless with the military production, had an army high of 112. Yellow, 190 total villagers this game with a max of 154. Blue's max vill count was 73. That's a crazy difference. But Blue had the military. And if I had to go back and say the real game changer, it was actually some of the panic moves from Yellow on the front. That moment I talked about the production buildings. I think had Yellow just kind of mentally given up this area instead of streaming in those knights against the castle and just been like, okay, I'm going to lose this. Let's produce our stables back here, not on the front. I think Yellow gets to Paladin faster. I think it snowballs faster. I think Blue isn't prepared, or is it in good a spot to counter that? And who knows where those Paladins could have gone. The other thing with Paladins, all the fights that were happening here, and this makes sense at 600 ELO, but this is just tips. Like most of the fights that were happening here was like big group of Halbs against a big group of Paladin. Instead of raiding with pikemen way later, what if like a couple Paladins go here? Blue is all the castles in the middle, right? So just remember that, guys. Like you could get really tunnel visioned at times, but I actually think Blue's eco would have been destroyed by the Paladins. And then he would have had no eco compared to Yellow because Yellow was already up by like 50, 60 villagers. But a cool map. I love how Yellow and Blue were both really focusing on the golds and aware of where the golds were. Focusing on the relics and all that too is really impressive. Cool game. Well played. If these two ever watch it, thank you for producing a good show. Someone asks, what Vill number would you say is the sweet spot? Honestly, going up to 150 is fine. Because the more economy you can get away with, the better. What you don't want to do is fall into a spot where you just can't produce military because you ran out of space. So it is kind of dependent on military types and whatnot too. But yeah, 150 is fine. And yellow stopped producing vills at 150, stopped producing vills and fully focused on paladins. The thing that was just funny to me was I was hoping that yellow would do a couple other things with their time, such as build stables, such as, you know, get some upgrades. And it was just like yellow needed more stables and I saw another TC, right? Or I saw like no blacksmith upgrades and I saw like 30 vills in queue. So, but that's just because they only have so much time to do certain things. And that's why these two were such a perfect balance. Blue was the aggressor who had kind of a crappy eco in comparison because that's what he used his speed and time for. And yellow used all their speed and time for the eco. So, GG. Well played, guys.